Hello, hello. Welcome to All Around Music Podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Grant.
And in the studio today, we have a special guest, Dustin Wayne. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing good. Dustin plays a lot of acoustic, mainly, right?
Lately, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I guess not lately.
you also play electric guitar, too.
I do.
More comfortable with acoustic or electric?
Well, I like playing acoustic more, but there's something to be said about jamming on electric guitar.
Yeah.
I started out wanting to play electric guitar, you know, the power slides and squealing solos and stuff like that. I got into a band in high school. You probably remember that band, A Safe Crisis. And,
Yeah.
And that didn't work out, and I got tired of the whole everybody trying to do a bunch of stuff all together.
Right.
But just chaos in the practice room. So I kind of after I left that, I kind of went and did my own thing on acoustic guitar, and I found it was a lot easier without all the chords and stuff and all that stuff that you have to plug in. So that's kind of where I stayed for a long time. So
Awesome. Yeah. Gotta admit, I like the acoustic more.
Oh yeah, yep. I don't know, just comforting, I guess.
I mean, you can take it anywhere.
Yeah.
You don't have to drag an amp, and
Yeah. Yep.
it's just perfect. So, why don't you give us a little background about yourself, about your influences, and
Oh yeah, well, 25 years old. I'm a white male. No. Growing up, it was kind of spread out. My mom was always now I guess you consider it classic country, but it was. My mom was always 90s country, Garth Brooks, George Strait, all that stuff. And my dad was always the, old school rocker like Ted Nugent and stuff like that. So, Boston, Molly Hatchet, Ted Nugent, Skinner, all that stuff. So it was kind of diverse and all that, and that kind of, I guess you could say that kind of, I try to get that to come out in what I write, is that kind of influence there. But yeah, I listen to all types of stuff. So I think my favorite genre would be those two, would be like the 90s country or classic rock, like back when it still
right,
when it still had stuff in it,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I mean, everything from, like I said, Molly Hatchet and all that stuff to Boston to
Can't go wrong with Boston.
well, no, and that's one of those bands that when you hear Boston, you know it's Boston.
Yeah.
To me there was no, at the time there's a couple bands like that, but when you heard Boston come on the radio, there's no mistaking it. They had their own deal. So yeah, that was always one of my favorites. And I got into like I'm a big 80s rock fan, but not just the hair metal. I like the Eddie Money and stuff like that too.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, the I guess you could call that pop rock of the time.
I guess it was.
Yeah, so 80s cheese, I love it. From movies to music to
80s was the best.
Oh yeah.
80s was a crazy time, because the music there were so many different genres of music coming out.
That was it's like the birth of hip hop was in there, and rock and roll was still going, and I don't know, pop kind of made a big, coming out party, I guess you could say. So
yeah, because you had the 60s, just the regular rock, and disco started coming out in the 70s, and then that's, I think a lot of that birthed from there, because everybody's like, oh, we don't have to play just rock,
Yeah. Yep. So
we can mix things together and make our own music.
Right.
Make disco rock and
disco rock.
So, yeah, it's I guess you could say that was kind of the foundation for my music, and then obviously, you find things that you like, and then you branch out from there. So now I listen to everything from, hell, I like some classical music to, heavy metal. So, I usually stay in the pocket of of rock or country, but
it's where you're comfortable.
Yeah, but I do branch out quite often. My Pandora is ridiculous. So
ranges from the Wiggles to.
Oh yeah, that's they got a new hit. They got a new hit, the Wiggles. Yeah,
yeah. You don't see people when they have a bad day, they're not gonna be like, I'm gonna listen to something new that I've never listened to before. So you always go to that pocket.
Oh yeah, that comfortability there.
You're not gonna be like, I'm gonna listen to Whitney Houston that I've never listened to before.
Yeah.
And if you haven't listened to Whitney Houston, you're probably gonna have a good time.
You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it's not bad. One of the best singers ever.
Yeah. No, I don't actually do a whole lot of Whitney on my Pandora. Yeah.
It's just when it pops in there occasionally.
Yeah, I think
you're like, ooh.
I think the extent of my Whitney Houston is watching Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome. So yeah.
Don't have the bodyguard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Kevin Costner. That was a good one.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yep.
So about what time did you start wanting to play music? Do you remember?
I got my first guitar when I was 9. My dad was a drummer in high school, so he always had the drum set around. And my brother is 2 years older than me, and he started playing drums. I think he was 10 or 11. So right around that time, I was like, well, he's playing an instrument. I want to play an instrument. And I always, you'd always hear those, ripping guitar solos and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I want to be that guy, Dad.
Yeah.
So I remember when I was 9 years old for my birthday, my grandpa took me to Claveringa's here in town, downtown Lafayette. And I was sitting there looking at the wall, the flying V up there and all that stuff. And my grandpa asked the guy what would be good for a starting guitar player. And I was like, I want that one. And the guy turned and said, well, we have these classical guitars over here, the nylon string, which are really easy to learn on because they're not as hard on your fingers.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time, I was like, son of a bitch. So
I want the cool guitar.
Yeah, I didn't want the classical guitar, so I actually got a nylon string Amigo guitar from classical guitar for my 9th birthday. Played it for about 2 months. I think I took lessons for about 2 months there at Claveringa's and didn't go back.
You're like, I don't need lessons.
Yeah, so I kind of put the guitar down for a while, and then when I turned 10 the next year, I had started, I took a few months off, I guess you could say, playing guitar, and I wanted an electric guitar. My parents thought if I got an electric guitar, maybe then I'd start playing more. So they went to Claveringa's again and got me an Epiphone. It was a standard Stratocaster body style, the black with the white pick guard, the classic guitar. And I started playing that more. I got into, when I was in middle school, I got into jazz band. I think I played one concert with jazz band or whatever at McCutcheon. Played tuba.
Tuba?
Well, yeah, when I wasn't playing guitar, it was tuba. So
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I started playing the electric guitar more often. Still wasn't getting real into it at that time. I played it for a little while. I think I started taking lessons at McGuire around that time. I think I took lessons for another 3 months, and then stopped taking lessons again. So I put the guitar down again for a while, and I picked it up and started learning some stuff. Then once my parents saw that, I actually went to McGuire, and we got a Alvarez acoustic off of the clearance rack for $189. I sold it to my brother a while after that, but
keeping it in the family.
But yeah, it's still. I mean, it's beat up. It's been rode
still
hard,
there, huh?
Rode hard and put away wet. But yeah, it's still there. It still works. I think my sister actually has it right now. She's borrowing it from my brother. But yeah, once I got that guitar, I actually started playing, which was funny because I went into guitar saying I want the electric guitar and ended up playing acoustic guitar. So yeah, from there I got quite a few different guitars, and I guess I still play it. Now I have a really nice Taylor that I play.
Oh yeah, those things sound so good.
But yeah, I started on I don't even know how much it was, like $120 for the Amigo nylon string classical. My brother actually got pissed at me one time and put his knee through the front of the guitar. It's broken.
Oh wow!
I mean, it's not like smashed.
Right.
It's just he cracked crack the face.
Brotherly love.
Oh yeah. I don't know what we were arguing about. So I still have the guitar though. And it actually still has strings on it. It's just I haven't touched it. And
afraid it might crack a little more.
That's solid. Yeah. It was well constructed. It was a good construction on that. No, I have. I need to get it fixed. I just haven't. Well, I have a tailor, so
right. You have a tailor.
So yeah. That's actually something. Now that we're talking about it, I could actually probably go get done, get a new face put on it.
Yeah,
play it because I do enjoy playing stuff like that. So
that's good.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the most recent guitar I got was Ibanez RG series.
Oh yeah, those are nice.
And then tax time this past year. I guess this year tax time I went and bought a Marshall half stack, which is neat.
Nice.
I always wanted one, and I was like, well, I got the money. I'm in a band.
Right.
Might as well. Hindsight's 2020. I spent $1,000.
Yeah, how's it sound?
Got it used. It sounds awesome. It's it's the what is the head? It's a 1960B cab, 4x12, and then it's a JCM 2000 head.
Oh, okay.
So full tube, all that stuff. It's pretty awesome. It sounds just like you would want Marshall.
It's everything you've ever wanted it to sound like.
So I got a good deal on it. I went to my oldest brother actually works at a pawn shop.
Oh, okay.
So I went in there and asked him, and he said, "Well, we have that thing. It was just the cab, and I think they were asking like $398 for it or something like that."
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not terrible. Yeah, I mean it's in pretty good shape. It's not. I mean, it's used, but it's not torn up or anything like that. Usually, you seem like you can tell the guitar's been pushed through it or something.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
Yeah. So I went in there and I said, I want it, but I don't think I want to pay this much for it. So they took $100 off of it, which was pretty nice. So I ended up getting a Marshall 1960B cab for like $298. And then
can't beat that anywhere.
Went down the road to a guitar shop that I didn't even know existed here in town. I don't know if we can drop names.
Is it the Don's Guitars?
Don's Guitar Shop, yeah. They specialize in selling orange equipment. But for all of you out there that don't know what orange is, it's not just the color. It's actually a manufacturer. It's a company called Orange.
Yeah, those are great amps. They've been around forever.
They are. Before I went and bought that cab from the pawn shop, I actually went in there to see what they had. And I said, I have about $1,200 to spend. And I told him what I was doing, and he said, "Well, we have this 12-inch combo amp here for $1,200." It was full too, but it was 30 watts. It was plenty loud.
Right.
But that's not exactly what I wanted to spend $1,200 on. So I said, "I'll think about it." I found that cab, and he said that he had the head there in the shop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think he had that marked for $7.99 or something like that. He ended up taking some money off of it, and it came with a road case. The head's in great shape. It came with a road case and the Marshall foot pedal. So,
oh wow,
and it was spending like $1,000 total on a half stack Marshall. So I was pretty stoked about that. But now I don't really use it a whole lot because the band broke up.
Right.
So yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm currently playing right now. If it's not my Taylor, so I feel like a jerk saying this. It's a lower end Taylor, I guess, if that makes any sense at all. It's the 214 series. So I've actually had the pleasure of playing it was a 5 or a 6 series Taylor, and it was $5,900 guitar.
Oh wow! So you used to do. You were in a country band. Well, it was your band under your name, right?
Yes and no. There was I got involved with a radio station in Kokomo that hosted a contest. The first year I did it, it was the Texaco Country Showdown. I did it 2 years in a row. It was a competition, kind of like an American Idol or a voice type scenario, but it was just super small scale. Well, the first rounds, I guess. It goes up to a national level, and you get to be on CMT and all that stuff, but I didn't get that far. But yeah, through that, I made, I guess you'd call them connections through the radio station and stuff like that with other musicians, and ended up getting hooked up with a couple guys from Kokomo who were music teachers there in Kokomo. We had a few practices, and the drummer had a baby.
Oh.
So kind of lost all the time there.
Baby trumps practice.
Yeah. So it didn't last very long, but I guess you could say for a while, yes, I did have my own band. Yeah, but mostly I actually recorded a 4-song, I guess you call it a demo, down in Noblesville, or not Noblesville, I'm sorry. Bloomington is what the word I was looking for. I was in Noblesville today. Down in Bloomington at Midwest Audio Recording, and the band, when I played at the state level, the competition at the state fair, the house band there was a band called Big Country. And I actually hired them as a studio band to do the album, so it's a full production.
Oh wow,
really expensive. Yeah, it's actually
studios are expensive.
Yeah, it's actually not finished. It's been 2 years now. I mean, it's to a point where you can listen to it. It's like everything's done on it. It just needs mastered.
Oh, okay.
So it has a quick mix on it, but yeah, it was cool. That band actually played. They're out of Martinsville. They play in Indianapolis a lot. Play at the 8 Second Saloon and stuff like that. The drummer, Rob Helms, is actually Bobby Helms' son. Bobby Helms, known for the hit song Jingle Bell Rock.
Oh.
Yeah, it's actually his son, which is pretty cool. I remember when we went to practice, he had the gold, or I guess they're platinum records up on the wall of his dad's, and it's an actual platinum record. You're like, holy.
Huh. Nice.
You see pictures on or you see movies and stuff like that, and pictures of them, or a fake one every once in a while, but to actually see a platinum record, it's pretty crazy.
Like, whoa.
Pretty crazy. So yeah, that was neat. Great group of guys and girls. I actually plan on, as soon as I can get some money together, plan on doing more in that studio.
Okay.
And that's probably who I will get a hold of to do more. So yeah. For the most part, though, it's just kind of been solo stuff, parties mostly.
Yeah.
non-paying gigs.
Hey, I mean, gets you heard, right? People talk.
Yeah, it's always the same party. Same
It's always the same party, same people.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, there's Dustin again.
Yeah. Play this song, play that song.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
You're like a live jukebox. You're like a jukebox hero.
Yeah, standing in the rain.
Yeah.
I had hung low. Yeah. Yeah, but I here recently started a band with a couple guys that I work with, and we started out kind of with the intention of doing, I guess, a modern interpretation of just rock and roll.
Right.
So, like a Foo Fighters type thing. You know, when you think Foo Fighters, Foo Fighters are the Foo Fighters, and there's no heavy influence one way or another. You can't say, oh, they're like hard rock, or they're kind of emo. You can't say anything like that. Foo Fighters is just rock.
Just rock.
So we were trying to initially go for that kind of vibe.
Oh, okay.
And it didn't work. I'm not a lead guitar player. I never have been. It's not something I am against doing. It's just I'm not, I guess you could say, fluent and things like that. Not lead lick. So, in that band, they wanted me to be a lead guitar player.
Oh.
When I initially went in thinking I was going to be the rhythm guitar player. So
surprise.
Yeah. So I did my best. I played since I was 9, so I can kind of wing it. But the other guitar player, the rhythm guitar player, his, I guess, natural writing style from what he's into was not just playing rock and roll. So it leaned heavily towards the I guess you'd call it like a punk.
Oh wow,
punky kind of feel.
A lot of power
to it.
chords and
so that kind of shifted that direction, and I wasn't real happy about it. But I was playing music, so I kind of went with it. And then we were looking for a vocalist that would fit that style once we kind of changed. So we got hold of my brother, which fits that style very well as far as his vocal ability goes. So came in, we wrote some songs, we were actually recording some stuff. The guitar player had, I guess, recording equipment, good software, good microphone. So we actually recorded a few songs on his computer, and then out of the blue one day, here I was playing the music that I didn't want to play, but it was playing music. So I was like, I don't want to be a dick and break up a band just because I don't like playing the music when there's 4 other people or 3 other people here that enjoy playing this music.
Yeah.
So I kind of stuck it out. And then out of the blue, like a month later, my drummer calls me and says, "Hey, Ben's out of the band." So we kind of we were like, "Oh, well, I guess we're done then." So, yeah, that didn't last very long at all.
Bummer.
Yeah. So, and that was the one that I bought the Marshall rig for. So,
but now you have a Marshall.
But now I do have a Marshall. Yeah,
got a Marshall and a nice guitar.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I'm actually the drummer of that band is a guy that I work with, and his younger brother, who's actually the guitar player for Ursa Minor. Have you ever heard of Ursa Minor?
Oh yeah.
Kale Strange, the guitar player.
The Ursa Minor. What's the lead singer's name? Do you know him?
No, I've seen him play one time.
Well, his they used to be, when we lived in Dayton, they used to be our neighbors.
Yeah.
And he had an older brother that played in the band. At that time, it was Autumn's Descent.
Oh, I think I've heard of that band.
And yeah, his name's Chris June. Great guitar player.
Yeah.
I just happened to hear him playing one day, and I just went over and knocked on the door. Didn't know who they were.
Hi, I know you don't know me, but I like that sound. So.
And I was like, can I watch you play? Because I just started playing like a few years before that, and I was hearing him just like shredding over there,
Yeah.
And I kind of got into he'd invite me to shows, so I go to the shows and watch him play, which he's good. But he had 2 younger brothers, and then years later I found out that one of his brothers is the lead singer of Ursa Minor. Right?
Ursa Minor, yeah.
Yeah, and they're actually really good.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome. Right now. So I've seen them play. It was out 26 out headed towards Rossville. There was a church out there that I went and saw them play at.
Oh wow!
So yeah, through my buddy at work, my friend of mine that I work with, I met Kale, the guitar player for Ursa Minor. That's my friend's brother. And that's who I'm actually jamming with now. It's just, we're not really doing anything. We're just, getting together on Saturday nights and playing music.
Right.
But, yeah, it's the guitar player from Ursa Minor and the drummer as well. So.
Oh, that sounds,
yeah,
maybe a side project.
Yeah, it's they are on the very, very heavy side of metal.
Yeah.
And very little, it's not what you'd call melodic metal, I guess. So what we're doing now is not that. So it's, we're, like I was saying earlier, it's kind of old school feel, just kind of like rocking. It's
kind of a chill out.
Yeah. If you find a bunch of old guys that all play instruments and they write their own music and go into a bar and play it, that's the kind of stuff we're playing, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, the standard.
I mean, it's fun though, right?
It is. It's fun to play. I mean, I enjoy it. It's
what music's about.
Yeah, absolutely.
You enjoy the music and you have fun doing it.
Yep. So, yeah, I would really like to get a country band together, but out of musicians are hard enough to find in general.
Yeah.
Good ones.
Yeah.
And they all play rock. And they all play punk and all that stuff. They do not all play country music. So
no,
yeah.
I mean, rock and roll has was derived from country and blues.
Yeah,
but it's country is completely different.
Yeah,
you can't just go from a rock band to I'm going to play country now. It doesn't work.
Yeah, it's
you can't just jump into it.
And it's weird. Like the guy Alan, the guy that's on my album from Big Country. I don't think he's with Big Country anymore, but he was an incredible guitar player. And he was the kind of guy where, as I was watching him play, you can kind of see he is an excellent country music lead guitar player. Mm-hmm. And he can transition very, very easily into like rock and roll lead guitar, like without hesitation. I've never seen somebody do that the opposite way. Go from being an excellent, lead guitar player for a rock band to being able to do like what they call chicken picking and stuff like that on a lead guitar for a country band. So it's in fact, I think Brad Paisley, who's like the king of that right now, seriously underrated guitar player. Even for people even if you don't like country music, to watch him play guitar, it's art. I've seen him live twice in Indianapolis or Noblesville. And yeah, he's an incredible guitar player, and he's one of those ones you never hear about. Like nobody's ever been like, oh yeah, my favorite guitar player is Brad Paisley. It's always Jimi Hendrix and all this stuff. So I don't think he gets the credit he deserves, but it's very entertaining just to watch him play guitar.
I'll have to check him out.
Yeah.
I like checking out new musicians. Well, they're not new, but they're new to me.
Yeah.
That I've never... I've heard of him, but I've never, listened to him or watched him play.
Another one that
I want to.
Another one you can look up, you probably heard Dire Straits before.
Yeah.
Lead guitar player for that band, the lead singer. What's his name? Mark Knopfler, I think is his name. He is an incredible guitar player as well.
Oh, really?
Another one that doesn't get enough credit. He's awesome. He actually, like Sultans of Swing, he's not using a pick when he plays that. He actually
really?
Yeah. And he actually has a...
Yeah, it's a difficult song.
There's a... I don't know what the documentary was. You can find it on YouTube, but he explains why he plays that way, and he does it on an acoustic guitar, and it's super neat to watch because, like I said, if you ever listen to the guitar solos in Sultans of Swing, you expect him to be shredding with a pick and stuff like that. No, that's done with his fingers. That's actually a finger picking style. So that's
crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you know why? Because all the airwaves are clogged up with Jimi Hendrix and all those guys that everybody knows. So yeah, there's little hidden treasures in there.
Speaking of documentaries, have you ever seen the documentary on Netflix called The Wrecking Crew?
No, I have not. I do not have Netflix.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure you can find it on the internet, but. It's about the house musicians that filled in like in the 60s and 70s in the studios. Like that helped, write all those amazing hit songs.
Yep.
It's really good.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I have to check that out.
I was hooked immediately watching it.
Yeah, I don't my girlfriend hates it, but I don't usually watch TV. We have the movie channels right now because we just got the cable package. So they have here's 4 months free HBO and all that stuff. So we actually have the movie channels right now. That's about all I watch.
Yeah.
And it's not usually the new movies. It's like, the original National Lampoon's Family Vacation.
Right. Those are the good ones.
Yeah, right? So that's what I watch.
The OGs.
When I go to Walmart, I go to the $5 movie bin, that section.
Like a gold mine.
And I'm like, oh my God, they have, whatever it is.
Uncle Buck.
Yeah. And my girlfriend's like, what is that? I'm like, you've never seen this before? How have you never seen this? So that's usually what I spend my time doing, but I don't really dive into the Netflix. I have before.
Yeah.
Actually binged watched Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
That was terrible. I love the show. Don't get me wrong. The show was incredible, but watching that much TV in that short amount of time that I did it was...
You snap out of it? Or
well, I can imagine it's something like being...
Did I miss work?
Yeah. What time is it? What the hell is that thing? It's the sun. No, I can imagine the feeling I felt is probably somewhat similar to being hooked on meth. So, yeah, that... but yeah, it's... I don't know what I was going to say. I don't know how we got on movies, though.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because
the Netflix, The Wrecking Crew, music. Yeah. So, but I don't watch a whole lot of Netflix, so I have not seen it. I will have to check it out, though. I'm sure
but if you ever get a chance to watch it, it's...
I just watched this show on Netflix. It's called The Get Down.
Yeah, I've been wanting to watch that.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of...
It's about when it's hip hop and disco started to.
Who is it? Grandmaster Flash.
Yeah,
the DJ. He's he's not the main character. He is already like an established DJ in the show at that point, and he's got like an apprentice that gets big with these other 5 kids.
Yeah,
it's a pretty weird show.
It's like actually a scripted TV show. Then?
Yeah, it's It's a Netflix show that they made, and
it's kind of a weird time.
It's called The Get Down.
The Get Down. Oh, See, I'm always used to Get On Up.
Yeah. Another good music television show to watch is Vinyl.
Never heard of that one either.
Yeah, it's on HBO.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of HBO. Have not seen that one.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I don't watch a whole lot of, not anything, I guess, contemporary. You know,
Yeah.
I think today, I guess I was watching Age of Ultron, Avengers, which is a good one. But yeah. Netflix is an awesome deal. I just don't have the I guess I don't watch that much TV. So it's usually either before I go to sleep or if I'm bored, you know, something like that.
Right. So when's the last time you played live? Has it been a while? Or?
Yeah, for any measurable amount of people, I guess. I think I played it was a grand opening for a bar down on it's right off 52 down on getting towards the north end of town. What's the name of that road? Right there across from, was it Tate and Lyle or Lily on 52?
Oh, Underwood?
Underwood. Yes, there was a bar there right next to that little rundown hotel for a month or so, however long it was open. Yeah, so I actually played there. They paid me $200 for an hour and a half of total playtime. So
not bad.
Made a good little chunk of change there. Yeah. That was probably the last time. That was probably a year and a half ago.
Oh yeah,
something like that. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't anything special. I had a PA and my guitar on a stool and a microphone.
Yeah.
So,
did you have a good time?
Yeah, I did. The crowd was dead.
Oh, yeah.
Not literally dead. It was very lively.
I hope not.
On that side of town, you don't know.
Yeah, right. No, yeah, I always enjoy playing music. It's just it's a lot funner or a lot more fun. Funner's not a word. It's a lot more fun when there's a lot of people in there.
Yeah,
so
makes it more fun.
Yeah, the first year that I played in that competition, I think it was 1,500 people.
Oh wow!
In the crowd, yeah, it was pretty awesome. It was the Marsh Free Stage at the State Fair, and that place was packed. So we actually had it was some girl that won. I don't know if she won American Idol or The Voice was on after we were done. So a lot of people were there for that.
Oh,
but it packed. I mean, it packed that whole seating area plus the walkway. I mean, it was full of people. It was pretty cool.
And you're like, this is a lot of people.
Yeah. Well,
this is awesome.
I think I was the second to last one to play that day. I think there was 8 or 9 of us. And I was second to last one to play. So I watched basically all the acts that were before me. Super nervous. Never done anything like that before.
Right.
And the crowd wasn't getting a whole lot of reaction. Like they weren't really moving or anything like that. I didn't pay attention to it until I saw the videos afterwards, but they changed when I got onto the stage. It changed. They stood up. They started clapping. They started like dancing. Like there was a lady dancing in the aisle, like while I was playing music. And I only played 2 songs. So, that was super awesome. And the crowd, we have it on video. Like I said, I wasn't paying attention at the time. I was, focused on
trying not to mess up.
Don't screw up. Don't screw up. Don't screw up. Don't screw up. And all right, here's the next word. Remember this one. Then remember this word. So I wasn't really paying attention. Then when I watched the video, I was like, holy cow. You can see that I guess the crowd changed. I didn't end up winning that year. A lot of people thought I should have. But the girl beat me. She actually lives in Nashville, and it was a local competition for
politics.
And, well, it was really weird. I mean,
Nashville, Indiana.
You can find no Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she lives in Nashville. From what I understand, she had a top 100 on the charts.
Really?
Yeah. When we got there that morning to the stage, there was a company out of Nashville, Tennessee that was like organizing all of it. Mm-hmm. And when we were doing roll call, make sure everybody was there, and as they went around the circle of us, all the performers, it got to this girl that eventually beat me, and she said, the girl said her name, and the 2 girls that were standing beside me turned to her, and asked her, she's like, "Oh my God, are you, I'm not going to say her name because I don't want to rep her. She beat me. No, her name's Kendall Phillips. You can
Taylor
actually,
Swift.
yeah, Miley Cyrus. Yeah, no. So when they said her name, the girls that were standing next to me looked over at her and said, "Oh my God, you're Kendall Phillips." And I was like, "What does that mean? Like, how do you know her? What do you mean? You know this
collusion?"
Woman? Yeah. So when she played, like she was professional. Like she'd been doing it for years.
Well, that's not fair.
Well, that's what a lot of people thought.
Well, was that a fair?
So she ended up winning $1,000 check and moved on to the regional competition of that. So, but yeah, the second year, that competition, the Texaco had backed out of it, and it became the Tri-County Tractor or something like that. It was some little tiny local sponsor, and it was held instead of the state fair. It was held at the Tipton Pork Festival.
Tipton Pork Festival.
Oh,
Sounds
yeah,
pretty fancy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a lot of pork. So,
just smell it all day.
So yeah, that was not near as fun at the Tipton Pork Festival. The second year that I won the state or won the local level. Again, I did not win the second year on the state level. The two girls that asked when the first year, they're like, "Oh my God, you're blah 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 blah," to that girl. Those two girls actually beat me the second year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Third year could have been your year because they wouldn't have been there.
Well, after the second year, there was a band out of Michigan that was the house band the second year. The first year was Big Country out of Martinsville, and they're awesome. The second band was out of Michigan, and I don't know how they got a hold of these guys, but it was a three-piece, and they were awful. Like, they were awful. I don't know what the problem was. I mean, I'm not trying to, I'm sure they were good at what they do.
Right.
But I don't feel like what we were doing was what they do. So they actually screwed up both my songs when I was doing it. We had to send them a recording of the song, and written out in either tablature or Nashville notes. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah.
It's like a
I've seen it. I can't remember what it looks like now.
Yeah, it's like stars and triangles or triangles and dots and stuff like that. It's weird.
It's silly.
But it's like tabs.
So they want that instead of sheet music.
Yeah, well, I couldn't
I can't do it.
I can't transcribe my music into sheet music. I can't even read sheet music. I used to be able to when I played the tuba. But
that's forgotten knowledge, though, right?
Yeah, that's got swept away.
Can you do the Nashville notes?
Can I? No, I cannot.
I had to learn it when I was in school, but I don't remember any of it now.
When I went into the studio to do my album, they all used Nashville notes. And
really?
I was like, what is all that stuff? And they're like, Nashville notes? And I'm like, those are triangles, dude. It's like you're not noting anything there. What are you speaking in, Martian or something?
Is that how toddlers speak?
Yeah,
what is this?
So dots and triangles and stuff. So, no, I don't know how. I saw it, and I kind of got a better understanding for it when I was standing there talking to the guy. But as soon as he walked away, out the window.
Yeah.
So, I want to learn it.
I don't know why it became a thing. I don't really understand.
I think it's just like
it's supposed to be like a shorthand, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's like a generalized, like, this is, instead of having, like, because you can get like time signatures and all that stuff from that stuff. So
that's crazy. I never even heard of that.
Yeah, it's literally like shorthand. It's like, quickly write this down, and that's what you do. And somehow whoever can read it will know exactly what you're talking about when it's on there. It's nuts.
Weird.
So
I'm gonna have to look that up. See if I can learn it.
And I think even like a drummer looking at a guitar player's would understand
standard across all.
Yeah, like the drummer could look at the guitar player's Nashville notes and say, "Okay, I see what you're doing there." So it's literally like a
universal.
Yeah. But I don't know how
universal
its own sheet music of some I don't know. I haven't seen it.
It looks like hieroglyphics
forever, but
but yeah, that second year it was awful. I had to send them the tablature and all that stuff. I think it was months in advance, so they had plenty of time to look it over. First year, no issues. Big Country did it perfect. I remember standing there the first year when we did sound check. We had to run through the songs to make sure they were all right. And that was the first time I'd ever heard a full band play my songs. So before, it was written on acoustic guitar.
Right.
And I had to send them the send in my cheesy little phone recording of me playing guitar and singing to it. And then from there, I kind of gave them, what I was looking for and how I thought it should sound or whatever. But, you give them creative liberties or whatever.
Right.
So I remember him counting off on the drums. And then when it hit, I had never heard it with drums and bass guitar and piano and all that stuff in the background. And I remember I was standing up there on sound check and I was super nervous. This was 2 years ago. No, I'm sorry. I think it was more than 2 years ago now. But 3 or 4 years ago, I think now. Anyway, I was super nervous. There wasn't anybody even in the crowd. There's people walking by beside the stage. I don't know if you've ever been to the March Free stage, but there wasn't even anybody in the crowd. It was like early in the morning. There's still dew on the grass. Like it was like super early. Super nervous. And then as soon as that first note hit on the guitar, and the drums came in, and the bass came in, the piano came in, it all disappeared. And it was like a euphoric moment. It was like, holy crap. What is that? That is awesome. That's exactly what I expected it to sound like. So
right.
The first year was, like I said, it was awesome. Second year, not awesome. I guess hearing that first band that first year, and then going to that second band,
right?
I was spoiled from the first band, so they messed up my song twice, both songs, and I remember when I was up there performing, again there's probably 350 people there. It wasn't a huge crowd, but quite a few people there. I remember when they messed it up, I turned around. Like while I was up there, I was playing the rhythm guitar on my guitar, and I turned around and the drummer looked at me like, "Holy shit!" and then looked over at the other guitar player, and was like, "What?" Like you could tell he was going, "What the hell did you just do?" And at that, I just kind of like shook my head and turned around. And after the performance, they knew that they had messed it up.
Yeah,
because they wouldn't talk to me. They were like, kind of gave me a pat on the shoulder and was like, "It's good playing with you, man." Like, I was like, "Yeah, you too, buddy.
Thanks.
So, go back to Michigan where you came." No, but yeah, that was the second year was not quite as awesome.
Right, not what you wanted it to be.
Yeah, so I knew at that point there was no way I was going to win. And I guess once you got to the national level, the end result, if you won it, was the recording contract and all that stuff. You get to play at the Grand Ole Opry.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that's where the national level's held.
It's like a bucket list thing,
Yeah, yeah. So, but you have to win the local, and then you have to win state, then you have to win regional to get to national, which isn't. It's not super hard. You have to play 2 songs 4 times.
Yeah.
That's eventually how that works, but it obviously gets harder and harder and harder.
Yeah.
Each time. Both years, I went through like I was saying earlier, I went to a radio station in Kokomo, WWKI, and Kokomo isn't a real big town,
right?
So it's smaller than Lafayette, so it's still on the level of town to where there is a hometown hero. And I was not it. They had one, but it was not me. Both years, I was a last-minute entry. It wasn't even my idea. I hadn't heard about it. I think the first year was my mom. She said, "Hey, Dustin, would you be interested in doing this?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll try it." So they squeezed me in on the bill for that first year. And then the second year, it was like the day before the deadline to enter. And the radio station manager called me and said, "What the hell are you doing? Why haven't you signed up for this?" And I'm like, "I didn't think about doing it again. I don't know." So at last minute again, both years, the hometown hero there in Kokomo was entered into the contest. And both years, she would have won had I not entered into the contest. And then I don't know if she did it the next year or not. But at that point, after doing it 2 years, I was like, all right, like, they're probably tired of seeing me. That's obviously not working. I don't want to go that route. I'd rather make a CD and cast a line out,
right.
And get a couple local radio stations to play it and maybe get a hold of a band and, start playing music or whatever. But right. I didn't want to go the contest route anymore. So especially after that second year. Like I said, the band was awful. So, so yeah.
Well, maybe we can help that. Would you want to do a song for us?
I think I can probably do a song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a minute. I got to make sure my guitar's tuned and stuff. So.
Yeah, it's no problem.
Maybe we'll take a break real quick.
Okay.
And then we'll come back with one.
Sounds good.
All right, this is Dustin Wayne with Heartless Lullaby.
Go to sleep, little girl, and rest your head in the bed you've sewn. Fly away in your dreams, in the morning wake alone. Your freedom will keep you warm, independence will tuck you in. I promise it won't be enough and wish I were around again. You'll feel lost and so alone. As you sleep you'll start to cry, and I'll be alone singing this heartless lullaby. Go to sleep and dream your empty dreams, and fly away and hide while I sit at home and sing. Close your eyes, lose yourself in all your pride, and curl up in bed with no one to say goodnight. Say goodnight. Lightning will crash and things will bump in the night. Roll over and hold your freedom while it tells you it's alright. You don't have to fear, it's all in your head. Now that you're the monster that lives under the bed, go to sleep and dream your empty dreams, and fly away and hide while I sit at home and sing. Close your eyes, lose yourself in all your pride, and curl up in bed with no one to say goodnight. Say goodnight. And where do your dreams take you now that you're free? And how can you sleep knowing just what you've done to me? Our dreams were real, but now can't come true. No, we can't have dreams now that you're not. You go to sleep and dream your empty dreams, and fly away and hide while I sit at home and sing. Close your eyes, lose yourself in all your pride, and curl up in bed with no one to say goodnight. Go to sleep and dream your empty dreams, and fly away and hide while I sit at home and scream. Close your eyes, lose yourself in all your pride, and curl up in bed with no one to say goodnight. Say goodnight.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I was saying while we weren't on the air, it's been a long time since I played that song. That was the one that that same party that I always go to. That's the one they always want me to play.
That's the one everybody wants you to play.
I haven't been to that party in a long time, or that, so I haven't played it.
So that party's still going, huh?
Yeah. So that was I wrote that one. Well, it was probably about 5 years ago now, and that one was written for somebody, and I thought it'd be neat when I just started writing the lyrics down, and then it kind of turned into that. I guess trying to put a little bit of lullaby in there, kind of like a music box, I guess. So everybody, the first initial reaction to that song is, "Oh my God, that's so sweet!" And then they hear the lyrics, and they're like, "Oh, you got burned, didn't you?"
Yeah.
So that one, yeah. But that actually, it's a fun song to play, and that one has a lot of meaning to it. I mean, I guess all my songs. There was one song I wrote. It's called 91 Days of Summer. It's actually on the CD that I'm recording. It's standard pop country. That second year I was in that contest, the judges told me the first year, you need to come out with more bang and more fun. You know, you got the ballads down. You got to do the rockin' songs now. You got to do the one that's going to get everybody, pumped up. So I wrote one, and it's not my favorite. It's fun. It's a fun song. That definitely has some. I guess you could call it pop country.
Yeah.
What would be considered pop country now, but it's got some of me in it. It's not just the standard.
Right.
Yeah, the standard shake your tail feather kind of music. So
go on, girl.
Yeah. So when I did that song, they kind of looked at me funny, the band, when we were in the studio. I was like, no, it's because they did it when they first initially played it in the studio. I was like, that's not it at all. They kind of took the, what's that song, Motorboatin'?
Yeah.
Or Pontoon is what it's called, the Pontoon. It's a country song. They kind of took that laid back, kind of lazy, floating down a river kind of feeling. I'm like, no. Said you need to like bang some heroin and then go out there and you need to like do that and then go out and play a rock show, and that's what we kind of need on this one. So when I said that, I was like, they were like this kind of distortion on the guitar, and I'm like, no, think Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
So they kind of looked at me funny, but once when you first hear it, it just starts with the drum beat. It kind of sounds hip hop, and that's another thing is people are like, what is that?
Right.
And then it's actually got a 1964 real Wurlitzer piano played.
Very specific year.
Well, yeah, it's a real one. Usually when you hear it, it's on a keyboard and it's just a setting, but this is an actual Wurlitzer piano that's being played on that. Organ, I guess you could call it. But it comes in and people are like, oh, okay, I get it. It's country now. And then the guitars come in. It starts out as like, this is hip hop. What are you going to start rapping? And then the Wurlitzer comes in. They're like, oh, okay, that's country. And then the guitar comes in. They're like, oh, that's rock and roll. So, so that one's actually fun. It's not my favorite one though, because I kind of feel like a douche. I don't want to be Luke Bryan.
Yeah, so. You want your own sound,
which is a douche. So. I'm not trying to Florida Georgia line it up here. So, but that I didn't want it to just be a shitty pop song. You know what I mean? I wanted it to have kind of my feel in it. So that I played that song, and the crowd at the it was the Tipton County Fair for that local competition that I won. On the second year, I played that song, and people went crazy for it. So.
They're like, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, fucking, they're like, pardon my language there. They're like, yeah, finally some Luke Bryan type stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you're mindless. So I think that's country music. You're on the wrong channel. So yeah. But, that song, Heartless Lullaby, that was one that everybody always liked. So
I see why. It's very nice. Very well written.
Yeah, that was it was actually a quick write. I didn't the majority of my songs didn't really take, I guess what you would call time to do them. It was kind of a quick jot down, and as I kind of jotted down the words, you kind of get the rhythm. People always ask me, do you write the music first? Or do you write the lyrics first? It kind of depends on the song. Sometimes some of the songs I've written the guitars first. I'm like, hey, that's cool lick, and then I'll write lyrics to it. But most of the time, it's lyrics first, and then as I'm writing the lyrics, I kind of have a melody of how I want to sing them, and then I just kind of do that on guitar.
Okay.
And that's how it turns out. So, but that song, I think I wrote that song in 10 minutes. Yeah.
Sometimes those are the best ones.
Yeah.
The spontaneous, on the spot, quick little ones,
bang them out. Yeah.
Just get to the point.
I was going through a real hard time. No, it was actually that was kind of a mess of a time that I was going through when I wrote that. But you get
through it.
You get diamonds out of coal sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So if people wanted to hear any more of your music, is there any way for them to go online and find it anywhere?
No, not at the moment. I'm actually, I went in and spoke to, it's 95.7, Your Country, here in Lafayette. I went and talked to them at the station. They said they would play my music if I got it to them. So I just
really?
I just got to get a CD burned and take that down to them, and they'll put it on the radio. I'm actually, that song, Heartless Lullaby, it was recorded on my phone, and I didn't realize that this was happening. My mom had spoken to the people at K105 here in Lafayette, and they said that they wanted some of my music. They just wanted to hear it to see if they wanted to put it on the radio or whatever. So my mom asked me for that song or whatever, thinking that maybe she was just going to let them listen to it and say, do you like this song? If so, we'll get you a good one. Well, no, she sent that to them. So that me sitting on my bed in my room playing guitar and singing into the microphone on my phone is being played on K105 periodically on Saturday mornings.
Really?
It's still being played. Yeah, every once in a while on Facebook, I'll get a person, hey, I heard you on the radio this morning. I'm like, damn it. So, but yeah, K105 does Saturday mornings, and then I don't know when 95.7 Your Country does it. But they said they'd play it if I got it.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I've played on 100.5 out in Kokomo. I've played on their radio station a few times. That was live, though. That was when I was in the studio. So, but yeah, currently, no. There's no iTunes. There's no CD for sale.
Okay.
I have some videos on Facebook of me playing, but yeah, no, not quite yet.
But in the works.
In the works, yes.
That's good.
Yeah, the recording studio that I went to, like I said, it's called Midwest Audio Recording, and if you ever need any recording done, I recommend it. It is kind of pricey, but the Rich, I think it's more Pro is how you pronounce his last name. He was actually John Mellencamp's sound guy for a little while and did one of John Mellencamp's albums. Ray Boltz, which is a gospel country singer, he produced a gold record for Ray Boltz and has that gold record on his wall in the recording studio. Recorded bands such as REM, which I thought was neat. So definitely talented, excellent studio and a great guy. So I would recommend going there. Like I said, it is a little pricey, but you are getting professional quality. So
yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah. So it's in the works. I just don't have the money to continue it and get it finished up.
Right.
Buttoned up.
Well, let us know when you get something up, and
absolutely.
We'll help spread the word.
Yeah. Sounds good.
So probably going to wrap up here, and
alrighty.
Appreciate you coming on, doing a
Thanks
song. That was awesome.
Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Anytime.
Yeah, anytime you want to come on, just let us know.
Alrighty.
Like this.
Thanks for listening.